Welcome to the Ebbs of History, the show where we dive into the strangest, wildest, and sometimes downright creepiest stories the past has to offer. From dancing plagues to pirate queens, you'll laugh, you'll gasp, you'll even groan at my impeccable dad jokes. But, most importantly, you'll learn how history is way cooler than your textbook ever told you.
We are history-loving hosts, Zoe,
Gavin,
And I'm Jason. And in every episode, the three of us will take a quick trip through time and see what lessons we can still learn today. This is the Ebbs of History. Today is going to be different, children. We're throwing out the regular format and going rogue. There is no single story, no single villain, no single event in today's episode.
Oh my.
What is one of the main themes of our podcast?
Critical thinking.
Critical thinking, okay. Gavin, anything?
history.
Be skeptical. Look into things. Ask questions. But how does one be skeptical? And the answer is?
Critical thinking.
Critical thinking, that's correct.
I just questioned. Hold on. Can we say that together where I'm not questioning myself?
Today we will run a full crash course in the most useful superpower you will ever own, thinking for yourself. We will learn how arguments get rigged, how your own brain quietly fools you, how to check whether a thing is actually true, and why the phone in your pocket can be so dangerous. Buckle up, because this one is a big one.
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Me too.
So, Module 1 of our crash course is what critical thinking actually is. Now, here's a question for the both of you. Is critical thinking the same as being negative? As in, an old relative is being critical of your life choices?
No, but in the case you gave us, yes. But
is that critical thinking?
no, because
No.
being critical of something and critical thinking are two different things.
That's right.
It just uses the same.
So the word critical in critical thinking fools people constantly. Critical here in critical thinking comes from an old Greek word, kritikos, which means able to judge or decide. So critical thinking is not about being a grump who hates everything. It's about being a good judge. And a good judge does not decide who wins before the trial starts. A good judge listens to the evidence, checks whether it holds up, considers the other side, and only then makes a call. That's the whole game today. We are training the judge who lives inside of your head, because right now, for a lot of people, that judge is asleep at the desk while the courtroom is running wild.
Is that our brains? Like a metaphor
Yes.
for our brains? Okay. Just double checking.
Lord. Critical think.
Now, rule number 1 of this entire course, and I want you both to really hear this one. Being smart does not protect you. Being smart is not a force field. Sometimes it's the exact opposite. Because clever people are extremely good at inventing clever reasons to believe whatever they already wanted to believe. So the person you have to watch most carefully today is not the scammer or the stranger online. It's you yourself.
Deep stuff.
Deep stuff. Let me prove it with a man who is literally world famous for logic. Do you guys know who Sir Arthur Conan Doyle is?
Nope.
He wrote Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, I should have known that.
He invented him, the great reasoning detective in all of fiction, a character who could glance at your sleeve and tell you where you had lunch, all based on logic. Well, in 1917, 2 young cousins in the English village of Cottingley, Elsie Wright and Francis Griffiths, borrowed a camera and produced photographs of themselves sitting with real fairies. Tiny winged fairies dancing in the grass. Gavin, what do you think those fairies actually were?
Either like birds or like flies /
Okay.
bugs.
Do you
like
think...
some sort of animal that's not fairies.
Right. You don't think they were fairies. Or you don't think they were actual real fairies. Zoe, any idea?
Maybe like it was like a trick of the camera. It was a glint, a little bit of like sparkle or like rain, like water left off
Okay.
on grass.
All right. Here's the picture.
Wow, that looks so
It's
photoshopped.
from 1917, so it definitely was not photoshopped.
It looks like the Stalin Photoshop. that he would like take people out of, but instead of taking them out, it was like adding them in.
Right.
Like,
Except
at least
there's
with that one.
2 boys, right?
It was 2 girls.
Well, 2 people.
Yeah.
I don't see the second one.
The
Well,
other one's taking the picture.
Yeah.
You're not focusing on the correct
You're
thing
not
right
focusing
here.
on exactly right. You're not focusing on the right thing.
guess.
There are fairies in this photo. Mm-hmm. All right, so there's the photo.
Or they were dolls.
Now, after seeing the photo, what do you think they were?
Dolls.
I think they manipulated the photo.
Okay.
Because it was probably physical.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably, like, did something. Like,
Got it.
painted them on.
They were paper cutouts.
That's what I thought.
The girls drew fairies, colored them in, propped them up with hat pins, and took a picture. It was arts and crafts. And Arthur Conan Doyle, inventor of the world's most logical detective, looked at those photos and declared them genuine proof of the fairy world. He wrote an entire book defending them. He got outsmarted by 2 kids and some cardboard. The cousins did not admit that it was a hoax until the 1980s, more than 60 years later. And the reason that Doyle fell for it is simple. He desperately wanted the fairies to be real. So his gigantic brain went looking for reasons to say, yes, this is real. Module 2, the logical fallacies. This module is long because I know Zoe loves her some fallacies. Zoe, what is a fallacy?
It's basically an argument based on like a lie, right?
Okay.
Not an argument based on a lie, but like you have an argument and it's just so weak. And it's almost you have nothing else to back up your argument, so you just start basically lying.
So you use fallacies to prop up your argument.
Yeah.
A fallacy is a move in an argument that feels convincing but is secretly broken. It's a magic trick. It looks like reasoning and logic, but there is nothing there to back it up. Once you learn to spot them, you cannot unsee them. And I promise you, you will start catching them everywhere, including in the things that I say. Let me walk you through the greatest hits. And there are a lot of them because people have been inventing bad arguments for a very long time. Number 1, the ad hominem attack. Latin for to the person. That's what ad hominem means, to the person. Instead of attacking someone's argument, you attack the person making it.
Huh.
Okay?
That's interesting.
You cannot trust her opinion about the environment. Look at her ugly haircut. The haircut has nothing to do with whether she is right. Zoe, if Gavin tells you the stove is hot and you fire back, well, your feet smell. Congratulations. That is textbook ad hominem attack.
See, I feel like I'm going to see a lot of stuff correlating to our debates in language arts
Yep.
this year, because already this is something that you want to avoid.
Yes,
Like-
absolutely.
This would be like a shame-worthy,
Shame.
like personally attacking the opponent is like a frowned upon.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. So
And you
in
just try to avoid the fallacy.
You just didn't
in
put
de-
a name on it.
in debating, obviously they frown against logical fallacies.
Yeah.
So all of these are going to be like that. They
Yeah.
frown upon.
Especially in like higher like skill.
Yes. Number 2, the straw man. You twist someone's argument into a weaker, sillier version that is easy to knock over, like building a scarecrow out of straw and then bragging that you want to fight against it. I think we should have a bedtime. Oh, so you want to control every second of my life and never let me have any fun ever? Well, nobody said that. You built a straw man and beat it up instead of dealing with the real point of having to have a bedtime.
So just like exaggeration, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, blowing something, taking something very small and blowing it
Proportion.
into out of proportion so that you can knock down the out of proportion part because it's easy to knock it down. Number 3, the false dilemma, also called the either or trap. Someone pretends there are only 2 options when there are actually many. For example, either we cancel the entire field trip or we let everyone run around with no rules at all. There is a giant middle ground there, and the false dilemma is trying to hide it from you so you feel forced into one side. Number 4, the slippery slope. If we let you stay up 30 minutes late, Next, you will want to stay up all night, and then you'll start skipping school, and before you know it, you're living in a van down by the river.
I get that.
Mm-hmm.
We watched it in history class.
What is it?
It's an SNL skit, right?
Yeah. Each step is treated like it automatically drags you to the next one, when in real life, it usually does not. Sometimes staying up late is just staying up late.
I put one exaggerated step to another.
Number 5, the bandwagon, or appeal to popularity. Everyone's doing it, so it must be right. This one deserves a history detour because I have proof that everybody believes it means nothing at all. In the 1890s, when bicycles first got popular, actual doctors warned that women who rode bikes would develop a permanent medical condition called bicycle face. Your face would supposedly freeze forever into a tense, bug-eyed, exhausted expression. Real physicians said it out loud. It was total nonsense. There is no such thing as a bicycle face. But it was popular and it came from people in white coats, which sets up the next one perfectly.
The bandwagon, I would like to add, is also a propaganda tool as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Big time.
That when we
All
learned,
these are.
Yeah, but like that one, I feel like it's more exaggerated. I don't know. Like I learned about it specifically, not as a fallacy, but I learned it as a propaganda tool first. You
Yes.
know, like they go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
Back to language arts in 6th grade, but
A sales
bandwagon?
tactic? Okay, yeah.
So just
Everybody's
like-
buying it. Why don't you?
yeah.
That makes sense.
It's also giving the just your friend jumped off a bridge, so would you kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like it kind of gives that like
It does give that.
parental argument.
A lot of these fallacies can be applied in like many
Oh,
different
yes.
things.
Oh, yes.
That's why I love them so much because they're so like multifaceted.
You will see them everywhere.
Yeah. Very
Number
applicable.
6, the appeal to authority. Be careful here because this one's slippery.
Slippery slope.
It is smart to listen to real experts, right? If a heart doctor who studied hearts for 30 years tells you about hearts, you should probably listen.
Yeah.
The fallacy is when someone borrows the costume of authority instead of the actual knowledge.
Yeah.
A celebrity in a lab coat in a commercial is not a scientist. Bicycle face was doctors talking far outside anything they had actually studied. Always ask, is this person an expert in this exact thing? And do they have any reason to tell me something false?
Yeah.
Number 7, post hoc, which is short for a Latin phrase meaning after this, therefore, because of this. Now, I know that's confusing. It's the mix-up between two things happening in a row and one thing actually causing the other. A bit confusing, but this is the one that Zoe and I say to each other all the time. Literally twice today we said it to each other.
Correlation without causation.
Correlation is not causation. I wore my lucky socks and we won the game. So the Sox won the game. If a rooster crows every morning, right before the sun comes up, did the rooster make the sunrise?
No.
No. Two things happening together, or one right after the other, does not prove one caused the other. This is the granddaddy of 1,000 bad health claims online. Number 8, the red herring. This is a distraction. Tossing out something irrelevant and shiny to pull attention away from the real question. The name supposedly comes from dragging a strong-smelling smoked fish across a trail to throw hunting dogs off the scent. Did you finish your homework? Well, did you know that the school cafeteria is wasting so much food? We should really talk about that. Nice try. That's a fish, not an answer. Politicians use red herrings all the time.
The examples that Dad is giving are very obviously spotted ones.
Yeah.
But if you use it in daily life, it's a little harder to spot, you know?
Yeah.
Like
I
he's just
guess.
giving.
I'm trying to make it so you understand the concept of it. Number 9, whataboutism, which is red herring's sneaky cousin. Instead of answering for something, you point at something else. You broke the lamp. Well, what about last week when Gavin broke a plate? Gavin's plate does not unbreak your lamp. Politicians love this one so much they practically run on it.
So it's kind of like when I like you tell me to do the dishes, but I'm like, but I watched the car today.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Like
happened.
that's like a perfect
That
thing.
happened
That happened
today.
today, by the way.
Mhm.
But yeah, I didn't even realize I was doing it either.
There you go. What aboutism?
We
Well,
should,
what about blah blah blah? Well, no. What about blah blah blah? It has nothing to do with the actual issue.
yeah,
The dishes still needed to get done today.
yeah.
I don't
should
care
have,
that
like,
I don't
a
care
word
that
about-
you I don't care that you washed my car earlier today.
We
That was
should have like a
nice.
fallacy jar whenever we use fallacies.
I like
Can
that
we do
idea.
that?
Oh, that
That'd
sounds
be
fun.
fun.
Heck yeah. Number 10, circular reasoning. This is when your proof is just a claim wearing a disguise, going in a little circle. This is the best cereal because it is the greatest cereal ever made. You didn't really give a reason. You just said the same thing twice in a fancier voice, right? Round and round it goes. I use this one a lot when making jokes. Well, I'm awesome because I'm awesome, obviously.
For this, I put no reason, just different wording or cadence. You know?
Yeah, pretty
'Cause
much.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
It's a very.
You're saying what it is to prove what it is? That makes no sense. That's
yeah.
exactly what it is.
Just talking.
You're picking up on these pretty easily, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they're like hard to understand, but when you're like explaining them really well. But yeah, like I feel like we use that all the time,
Mm-hmm.
like Zoe was saying.
I literally do that joke so much.
Yeah.
But we use it as a joke. We don't use it
Yeah.
as actual trying to
Actual
prove
Yeah.
our points about
reasoning.
I
something.
feel like we're just able to like detect that easily.
Right.
You know, it's just like
It is one of the easier ones to detect, for sure.
yeah, it's like what's your argument then?
But it can become nuanced, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know-
every one of these is very nuanced.
Oh, they can be, absolutely.
Well, can be, yes.
Number 11, the hasty generalization. Jumping to a big conclusion from a tiny scrap of evidence. I met 2 rude people from that city, so everyone from that city is rude. 2 people is not a city.
This kind of relates a lot to sports, I feel. You know?
You know what, dude? I
Like-
didn't even think about that, but you're 100% right.
Like I feel like
Because you and I do it almost on a daily basis.
I feel like we give like Dodgers
Yes.
fans a really bad rap.
Yep.
But like a lot of them are probably like some of the best human beings you'll ever meet.
We know a lot of Dodger fans, but I lump them all into one big
Yeah.
bucket, and I know for a fact that they're all not like that.
Yeah. It's not a great thing to do, but it's just like
It's all you guys
it's
do.
so easy to do.
But on the flip side, about Cubs fans, I feel they're all great
Yes.
and awesome.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's the exact same thing.
You just
the
say
hasty
The
generalization,
opposite of, like
but the opposite. That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah, and that's like it should be a separate jar.
Yeah.
Just
Just the hasty
hasty
generalization jar.
Oh,
yeah.
This one's the engine behind a huge amount of unfairness in this world, so it's worth watching out for. So when you think about it, hasty generalizations are, well, all immigrants are criminals.
Yeah, it could lead
Right.
to a lot of racism.
It can.
And just all the
And
isms.
it does. Yep.
It's just such. Yeah.
It's a
like-
slippery slope.
It's justification for racism is
Yeah.
what it is what it ends up being. And so there's a lot of unfairness in this world based on hasty generalizations.
Like, I feel like with hasty generalization, there's a lot of, like, extremes, you know? Like,
Yeah.
There's
I feel,
no gray area. It's all black and white.
Yeah.
It's a hasty generalization. And finally, number 12, the appeal to nature, which is everywhere online right now. The claim that if something is natural,
It's organic.
that it must be good. Exactly, Zoe. And if it's chemical, it must be bad. Here's a reality check. Poison ivy is all natural. So is a lightning strike. Meanwhile, the medicine that stops an infection is a chemical made in a lab. Natural does not mean safe, and man-made does not mean dangerous. Every single thing in the universe, including you, is made of chemicals.
It's like the non-GMO, but everything at this point is GMO.
If you have an apple in your hand that is perfectly shaped,
yeah,
that's a GMO apple.
it's just a buzzword.
That is not how apples come in real life.
This is like
Yeah.
the whole pharmaceutical
Yes.
business. Is it's like it has this natural, this natural, this natural, no chemicals, blah blah blah, blah GMO, blah blah.
You see it on
Just saying buzzwords.
internet a lot. A lot of people will say like, oh, like this product has this one ingredient that's in gasoline, but then
In yoga mats was the big one.
really?
Yes, because they said that something that was in yoga mats was also in Subway sandwiches, their bread or something like that.
Yeah, but then it's just no correlation is not causation.
That's right.
But it's just like they pinpoint one bad thing.
They cherry pick.
Cherry picking.
Cherry
That's
picking,
another
yes.
fallacy.
Yeah,
I didn't have it on here, but yes.
It's one of the more obvious ones.
yeah. It's just like it has this one ingredient that's in gasoline, so it's the worst product ever.
Right.
But then they use that as an anchor to sell their all natural supplements.
Right.
Like we watched.
Which are completely unregulated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
And there
not
could-
FDA approved.
Right, there could be
Even
crazy
though
stuff in there.
These
that,
ones with the gasoline products are FDA approved.
Right.
I've also seen the one where it's like if you can't pronounce the ingredients on the back of the label, you should eat it, buy it, whatever. But it's like these are chemical compounds that have been tested and trialed in a lab.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
they're to help you. They're
Yep.
to like. It's just organic chemistry. If you step into any chemistry classroom, you would be able to pronounce these
Any
things.
sophomore chemistry classroom.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yep. All right, Module 3, Cognitive Biases. If fallacies are traps inside of an argument, biases are traps that are inside your head. Here's the scary part. They're running in the background of your brain, whether you notice them or not, all day long. So does that make sense? If fallacies are the tools that debaters use in their arguments, cognitive biases are inside your head.
Yeah.
And the biases that you have against things and how you grew up kind of forms a lot of these cognitive biases.
Yeah. Based off the name, I can already think of an example. School kind of just, it's like that hasty generalization. It's you don't like a few of the subjects, so you don't like all of school, but you love history, you know?
Right.
I feel like that's kind of like a weaker
A little bit,
example.
Yeah.
It's
It's
still
actually
a
the
good
first
example.
bias that I have here.
Really?
And it'll fall into what you just said. So it's kind of perfect
Good.
you said that. King of all cognitive biases is called confirmation bias. This is your brain's habit of noticing, believing, and remembering anything that agrees with what you already think, and quietly shrugging off anything that it does not. Remember Conan Doyle and the fairies? That was confirmation bias. He wanted fairies to be real, so the evidence for them looked enormous, and the evidence against them looked like nothing at all in his head. Have you ever decided you did not like a movie before it even started, and then every little thing in it annoys you, while your friend, who was excited to see it, loved the exact same movie?
Yes.
Same movie, two brains, each one collecting evidence for the answer it had already picked before the movie even started.
Yeah. What I wrote was you want to believe in X to be real, so you focus on Y and ignore Z.
Kinda.
Or just
I like the path you're going down, but if
Like, kind of.
it's kind of like it's in those terms, you believe in X, so you're only looking at evidence that supports X, not looking at evidence that supports Y.
Yeah. Or more, in this case, you're looking for
Yes.
evidence that supports.
To bolster your opinion. That's confirmation bias.
But I've definitely done that when I'm mid-movie.
Yeah.
When I'm mid-movie and then I realize something I don't like, and then my brain just goes so negative. It's just like it's almost like when you surround yourself with negative people, you're looking for more negativity.
Kind of goes into bandwagoning a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's a fallacy, but yeah,
These two kind of go hand in hand.
they do. All these go hand in hand.
I feel like it does happen often in movies. Like when something's hyped up, I'll look for the good parts and not really the bad parts. But a movie that has more negative reviews, I'll look for the negative parts.
You're looking for confirmation that it's negative
Yeah.
or that it's positive because you like,
Yeah.
because everybody else said that
but
they like it.
at the same time, you ignore the
Right.
positive or negative.
Zoe, can you think of anything else in your life that you have a confirmation bias against? I have one very specific thing in mind.
Like Hunger Games.
I was thinking that too, but it's not really a confirmation bias. It's a...
No, it is. It is. You really like the movie, and so you're not going to look for things that are negative against it.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. No, what I'm thinking about is Gracie Abrams.
Oh my God, yes.
You have this irrational hatred for Gracie Abrams.
It's like a vendetta against her.
You have one reason to dislike her, which is a valid reason, don't get me wrong, but you find and look for things to hate on her about.
I just don't like her or her music or that the reason she's a Nepo baby.
That's the one reason is the Nepo baby part, which I completely understand is completely valid. But you can't deny that the girl knows how to sing.
Oh, I can.
Oh, see that, and there's your confirmation bias in action.
She just like.
Okay, I don't need examples of how she sings on the podcast.
That's just how I hear it. Oh God.
So everyone on Earth has confirmation bias, and you cannot delete it. The goal is to catch it and go hunting for the other side on purpose. Next, the availability shortcut. Your brain guesses how common something is based on how easily it can remember an example. So if you watch 3 dramatic shark videos in a row, your brain quietly decides sharks are everywhere and the ocean is basically a soup made of teeth. In reality, you're far more likely to be hurt by a vending machine tipping over than by a shark. But vending machines do not get scary music and slow motion replays. Whatever is loud and memorable feels common, even when it is genuinely rare. It is basically how cable network news works nowadays. Can you guys think of any examples besides the shark-infested waters?
It's me with my appendix.
Oh God.
It's kind of me with my appendix. Or just my irrational fear that something's gonna happen because it's happened to mom, or it's happened to grandma, or it's happened to something just because it happened to somebody else, and my brain can pull the evidence of, oh, this happened to them, and I'm having the exact same thing that they did, even though we're completely different age groups.
Right.
Like, there's just something going off. Like,
Wouldn't you say that's more confirmation bias, though, than availability shortcut?
that, yeah.
Yeah.
But, but it's also...
It's both. Because that's the thing with these...
But that's how my brain works. It pulls like, oh, this is happening to me, so that's happening that.
Right.
I don't know. Instead of thinking logically and being, oh, my stomach just hurts.
Right. I just have to go to the bathroom.
This one's kind of hard to wrap my head around, you know?
It is. We don't watch too much local news, but you'll always see a teaser before commercials for something that they're going to talk about later on in the news, and it's some scary report that came out and some scary new medical thing.
Yeah.
And like, are all our kids doing this? And like, those are availability shortcuts.
Yeah. So like one kid does it, and then so now every other
Right.
kid.
One kid eats a Tide Pod, and all of a sudden, all the kids in America are eating Tide Pods.
Yeah.
Not only is that slippery slope, the fallacy, it's an availability shortcut.
I feel like this is very common in schools with group punishments. You know? It was like, one kid has his phone, so now every kid has their phone.
You are very upset about not being able to wear your Apple Watch to school.
Yep.
Yep. And
Oh God.
Yep.
Like, what are you gonna do on it?
Look up answers.
All right, next, the anchoring trap. The first number you hear sticks in your brain like an anchor and drags every later guess towards it. A jacket marked was $200, now only $60. It feels like a steal because your brain anchored on the $200 part. Maybe that jacket was never worth $200 in its life. The stores know this. That crossed out price is not information. It's a bait to get you to buy something.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like at Hobby Lobby, there's always, for furniture, it's 30% off. But on the sign, it says always 30% off.
Is it 30% off then?
No.
No.
I was talking with this to Gavin. Like, we
It's
were
just the
walking and I saw
price.
the sign and I was like, So it's not. It's just the price it's telling you. Even
Yes.
though it's technically 30% off, it never is.
It's 30% off an arbitrary number that Hobby Lobby chose.
Of the actual price that they want it to sell
Right.
at is the sale, is like the price on sale.
That's exactly right. But your brain is telling you, "Oh, I got a good deal.
Yeah.
I got 30% off on this."
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's anchoring.
I feel like it's not really applicable in a lot of situations, but when it is, it's very prominent.
Yes. Well, you'll see it a lot more now.
That's
You're going to
true.
see it a ton in
It's
stores.
gonna be the wait.
That-
what is it?
That's
It's Beta
what-
Meinhof.
Bader Meinhof.
There you go.
It's like, what is this?
That's what marketing is basically the anchoring trap.
Yeah.
That's all marketing is, and a lot of clothes and stores, Target, Walmart, whatever. Mm-hmm. When Target or when Walmart says it's on rollback, that's just them. It's always on that price.
Mm-hmm.
That's just them telling you that you should think that this is on sale. Mm-hmm. That's the regular price. They never have sale prices. They have rollback prices to make you think that you're getting a deal that is very, very short lived,
Yeah.
and it's not.
That's basically like Black Friday, kind of. Not really, but it's just like limited time, only now, today. You have to get it now, and then you look at the price, and it's like, oh, it really is that much less.
Nothing changed, yes.
Yeah.
There's a tool that you can watch Amazon prices. And you click on an item and it'll tell you what the price has been in the past year. And it never changes. What they will do, and I've seen this because I have this tool, is that they will jack the price up right before Prime Day or Black Friday. And so when they bring it back down to regular
normal
price, to
price.
normal price that it's been the entire year, you'd think you're getting a deal.
Yeah. I've fallen for this a lot of times, I think.
Absolutely.
Well, probably. At least on Amazon. Because I'll get a lot of stuff. I'll be like, these shoes and this shoe is more expensive. And this one's the same price, but it's on sale. But it's always on sale, so it's cheaper.
Now, I do want to point out on this one that I just thought this. Not all the time when things are on sale is it the anchoring effect.
Yeah.
Because, for a prime example, video games come out and they're, $49, $59, or $69. dollars You know that price in the beginning. And what do?
You wait till it goes on sale.
I wait until it's $15.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm getting a sale price because I know the original price that it was being sold for.
Yeah.
So it's not all the time.
Yes.
There are
I
actual
feel-
sales.
Like, it definitely varies for each industry. Like, stores like Target, Walmart, they'll do that way more than things like buying video games, like you just said. And grocery stores, they'll have sales, but it won't be anchor.
And you bring up an interesting point about the grocery stores. And I always buy chicken from the butcher there in the grocery store, right? Because it's cheaper. And they always have a sale price on it, but it's always the same price.
Yeah.
It never changes.
Every single thing in that butcher is sale,
Yes.
sale on every single tag.
Yeah.
But it's probably the same price as just the stuff in them.
The halo effect. When someone is good looking or famous or confident, we assume they are also smart, kind, and honest, even though those things have nothing to do with each other. This is exactly why companies pay attractive celebrities to sell you things they know nothing about. The glow from one good quality spills over and makes you trust the rest. It's why influencers on social media are millionaires. But more about that later.
This is kind of different. There was like a tactic where you say, like an example was Jack Black. Like you say, he's like your poster man. Like a lot of companies will have like one big celebrity as like your poster person,
Yeah.
like John
And they
Cena
get paid millions of
or
dollars to
The
do it.
Rock, or I don't know. I'm just naming wrestlers.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like a marketing tactic.
All these are marketing tactics.
That's true.
Marketing companies use your cognitive biases against you.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what this is all about. We have to think for ourselves, and that's why I'm doing this episode with you guys. The sunk cost trap. This is when we keep doing something we hate just because we already put time or money into it.
Oh.
You're 40 minutes into a terrible movie, so you feel like you have to finish it.
Yeah.
Even though finishing it just costs you more of your precious life, right? Mm-hmm. The time you already spent is gone either way. Smart move is to ask, is this good from right now forward? Not, but I already started it. Mom and I do this all the time with books. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten 30, 40% into a book and I don't like it at all, but I trudge through it anyway because I've invested so much time into it. Not to mention money if I didn't get it from the library, but I will continue reading it and finish it, and I hate it throughout the entire thing.
Yeah. I feel like this is kind of more like a useful one, you know? So you don't, like, waste something.
Right, but you're wasting something. You're wasting your time. You get you get halfway through a movie and you hate it. Why finish it?
Yeah.
For the principle?
Yeah.
Because your mom's forcing you to finishing it? Like...
Yeah.
This would be, like, less common, at least in, like... when you buy something, you have to use it. It'll be less common in rich people, you know? Because they have the funds to buy, like, a different version. Or, like, an example, like, this is, like, kind of like an extreme. But, like, you get a car, you don't like it. So they have the funds to get a new car that you will like.
Or instead of...
Spit it out.
one of your pitchers goes on the IL, and instead of just waiting for them to get better and coming back, you just get a Tarek Skubal.
Cough, cough, cough.
There's some more confirmation bias for you.
Hold on, we're coming back. Hold on, I'm hasty generalization.
Hasty generalization is right. And the sneakiest one of them all, the overconfidence trap.
Oh, Lord.
Here's the weird truth. When you know very little about a subject, it often feels easy because you cannot yet see all the things that you're missing. It's like standing at the bottom of a mountain that's covered in fog. It looks like it's a gentle little hill until you actually start climbing. The real experts are frequently the ones saying, well, it's complicated. So, a lifelong tip. When a person is 100% certain about something enormously complicated, with zero doubt in their voice, that is not always a sign that they know the most. Sometimes it's a sign that they know the least and have not yet climbed high enough to see through the fog. So what does that mean?
You kind of just look at things at face value.
Someone's coming up to you and saying, I know the earth is flat. Mm-hmm. And they are 100% confident about it.
Yeah.
They don't know how much they don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're not experts. They just have this opinion and they think they know. They didn't go to school and study geology or astronomy or science at all. But they claim and they're 100% confident about it. But when you ask, this is a bad example, but if you were to ask a scientist, they would say, well, it's complicated. Mm-hmm. Are we a circle? Well, it's complicated. Why is it complicated? Well, because, the thermodynamics of this and the gravity on this part and because of the moon, and there's a bunch of information behind why they say it's complicated. That's way harder than the person that knows for a fact that our earth is flat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
I saw...
Wait, sorry. Yeah, no. Yes, no, maybe so.
I saw a video, the other day that kind of correlates to it's complicated. Earth isn't flat, but it's not perfectly spherical either. It's
a ton
of bumps and hills, and just it's not a perfect circle, but it's not flat. So that's why it is complicated.
Right, exactly. And that's just a big example. When it starts getting nuanced on things that are actually complicated, but you've got people online trying to sell you something, they make it seem uncomplicated. Yeah. It's a slippery slope. All right, one more.
Chock full of fallacies.
Because it matters so much online, the Barnum effect. This is why horoscopes and personality quizzes feel spooky accurate. They give you a description so vague that it fits absolutely everybody, and your brain fills in the rest for you. I'm going to say something here. You are sometimes outgoing, but you also value your alone time. You have big dreams, but occasionally you doubt yourself. Gavin, who does that sound like?
Everyone in the world.
Does it sound like you? Does it sound like Zoe? Does it sound like me? Exactly. It describes every human who has ever lived. It's named after the showman P.T. Barnum, who is coming back later in this episode with the giant stone man. Module 4. How to check a source. All right. You know the rigged arguments and the brain glitches now. Now, the practical skill. The one you'll actually use every day. How do you tell if a claim is true? Here's a 5-step checklist for the rest of your life. And then I'm going to unleash it on some of the greatest hoaxes in history. Step 1. You ask yourself, who is telling me this, and how could they possibly know? A random account posting "scientists confirm chocolate makes you taller" is not a scientist. Where is the actual study? Who did this?
I feel like that first one's like really prominent on the internet because so much fake news is spread, but by the person that's telling you this, like the kind of the overconfidence effect.
Yep, that's right.
But yeah, it's just like so prominent today.
Step 2. Do they gain something if I believe it? Are they selling a product, chasing clicks, or trying to make me angry so that I share it? Follow the motive. Money and attention are behind a shocking amount of nonsense online.
That's rage bait.
Yeah. Step 3. Leave the page. This is called lateral reading, and it's literally the trick professional fact checkers use. Instead of staring at a fancy-looking website trying to decide if it seems trustworthy or not, you open up a new tab and ask the rest of the internet, hey, is this source legit, and what do other people say about this claim? A con artist can make one single page look extremely official. What they cannot control is what the entire rest of the internet says about them.
Yeah. I feel like a good example is in school.
Don't use Wikipedia. Like, that's what they always tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good one.
That's what you were going to say.
But they always tell you, like, when making an essay to use multiple sources.
Absolutely.
Or check your sources.
Yep.
You know?
You can't use one source because
Or
that is...
use reliable sources.
that one is biased. You may not know how it's biased, but
Yeah.
it's biased.
Yeah.
So if you get multiple sources that are confirming the same information is much better than using one source.
It's like that one website that with all the different like political documents where it shows if it's more right-leaning or left-leaning, so you can really understand where the writer is coming from and if they are biased like that.
Right.
I don't remember what the website's called, but
It's called Ground News.
Ground News.
Oh, yeah. I was just about to say that.
I have Ground News, yeah.
Oh, you do?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up, and I thought you were talking about something else. But, yeah, I've been seeing, like, a couple of videos I watch, they'll have sponsorships, and some of them are Ground News, and, yeah, like, yeah.
Why I like Ground News, and for the, this whole step 3 of leaving the page, is that it doesn't tell you how to think about this article. It gives you the facts behind it on who wrote it, who is sharing it. It gives you the background on that, not the actual background of the facts that are in the article itself. That's why I like it. So it helps you inform your decision. Like it came from this site, which is, known to lean hard left. Okay, so I know that there's going to be some biases in there that I need to watch for.
This is, like, really, like, prominent in, like, political arguments. Like, there'll be some news articles where they're like more like Democratic
Yes.
or Republican.
That's
or,
what ground news is. It tells you what is what.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I thought it was giving you articles that are non-biased.
No,
Well,
it just tells you.
It tells you if the article you're reading is non-biased or not.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
if it's biased, which way is it biased towards?
Exactly.
Which mostly, at this point, everything is biased. So it's just making sure that you are aware.
There is some stuff out there that is not biased. And what I like to do specifically is read American news from the BBC.
Yeah.
They are from not America.
It's
They
an outsider's
have,
perspective.
they have no stake in our politics. I mean, they do, obviously. But, like, you know, they're writing from afar. They're a third party writing about what we're doing. So I feel it's less biased than a lot of the other ones.
Yeah.
Mom does the same thing. All right, step 4. Find the original. So many false stories are a real quote yanked way out of context. A real photo from a totally different event, like we did the episode about the Silent Night, and the picture of them playing soccer on the field wasn't even from
Yeah.
you know, France. It wasn't even from the front lines. It was from a different year in Greece.
Yeah.
Right? Or a headline that says the exact opposite of the article underneath it. Track it back to where it actually started.
Basically, like, find the context, because so many videos online specifically are just pulled out of context.
Yes.
So you get an opinion on this person, but
Cherry picking.
specifically with podcast clips, they'll pull out like podcast clips that they say something controversial in, and then they'll just post that to the reels, and then that's all you get of your opinion of that person, when you should really see it in context.
Yes.
Reminds me of the Timothy Chalamet ballet thing, because in context, it's not what he's saying. It's pulling it out of context and making him say that opera and ballet are not like okay, or they're not actual forms of art. But I saw the original video, and in context, that's not what he's saying. But the internet.
He's saying that it's not an art that is very popular anymore.
Yeah.
And but that's not the story that came out.
No.
Exactly.
I see this a lot with kind of just my algorithm. It's like theories from like cartoons or like shows.
Yep.
And it's like, they'll take one like small clip out of context, but they won't show the full thing. So there's more explanation during the full thing, but they only show the small clip that
Yes.
supports their
Yep.
argument. But like the fairy from earlier, like the fairy picture, like you want to find the original without the cardboard cutouts, you know? Like that's hard to do. But
Well, there
I
is
feel
no
like,
original without the cardboard cutouts. That
guess.
is the original photo.
I guess.
But it's so absurd. And that's why it was confirmation bias, because Sir Arthur Conan Doyle wanted it to be true. So he cherry picked the evidence, and
But like I feel like it's in this age, like it's so easy to like Photoshop a picture.
Yes, we're gonna go into that in a
But-
little bit.
At the same time, it's so easy to find the original.
Yes. Step 5, check the date. One of the most common tricks is a completely true old story reposted as if it just happened. Real photo, real event, wrong decade. It happens more than you expect. Now, watch this checklist go to work. Which step cracks each case? First, the Great Moon Hoax of 1835.
This is the moon bats.
You guys know this one, but a quick refresher. A New York newspaper called The Sun ran a series of articles announcing that a famous real astronomer had built a giant telescope and discovered life on the moon. The moon, they reported, had blue unicorn goats, beavers that walked upright carrying their babies, and of course, flying bat people, or man-bats. So basically, ask yourself this. Who wrote this, and why are they writing it? You don't know that answer, right? So you start looking into it. And I just did some quick research when I wrote that episode, and it was a guy who was trying to prove that people will believe anything.
Oh, then it's number one.
Well, yeah, it's number one, but that's the step that you take. You got to think about who's writing it and why they're writing it.
Yeah.
They attached real respected scientists' names who happened to be at an observatory thousands of miles away in South Africa and had absolutely no idea his name was being used to sell bat people. So they borrowed a trusted name, and nobody double checks. The paper never even printed a real apology. It just let the story quietly fade away. So they used the famous scientist's name, right? So what fallacy is that, or what cognitive bias is that?
It's halo effect.
Yep. Also, appeal to authority.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
All right, second, the Loch Ness Monster's most famous photo. In 1934, a British newspaper published the surgeon's photograph, a picture of a long-necked creature poking out of the Scottish lake. It was called the surgeon's photograph on purpose because it came from a respectable doctor named Robert Kenneth Wilson, and who's going to doubt a surgeon? Zoe, which fallacy trap is that?
Well, that's the one we were just talking about, right? Yep. That is appeal to authority.
That's right, appeal to authority. Borrowing the doctor's respectability so people skip the checking. They don't check to see if it's real because a doctor said it, so they trust it. The truth came out 60 years later in 1994 when a man involved confessed that the monster was a toy submarine with a fake head made of wood putty, floated in the lake and photographed up real close so that it looked huge. A bath toy fooled the world for 60 years. Third, the Piltdown Man. In 1912 in England, a man announced he had dug up the missing link, the fossil that bridged apes and humans. It had a human-like skull and an ape-like jaw, exactly what scientists at the time were hoping to find. And here's the kicker. It fooled the actual scientific establishment for 41 years.
It's confirmation bias.
That is confirmation bias. It was displayed in a museum, written up in textbooks, and taught to students. It was finally exposed in 1953 using new chemical dating, and the truth was almost funny. Someone had taken a medieval human skull, jammed it together with a 500-year-old orangutan jaw, filed down the teeth so that they looked like human teeth, and stained the whole thing with chemicals to make it look ancient. Why did brilliant scientists fall for a filed-down orangutan jaw for 4 decades?
Confirmation bias.
Confirmation bias, plus a bit of national pride.
Yeah.
Other countries had found amazing early human fossils, and Britain badly wanted a first Britain of its own. They wanted it to be true, so for 41 years it was. The lesson is not that the scientists are dumb. The lesson is that the scientific process eventually caught it because someone kept checking. Checking is the hero of this entire episode. And fourth, as promised, the Cardiff Giant. The payoff to the P.T. Barnum teaser from earlier with the Stone Man. In 1869, workers digging a well on a farm in Cardiff, New York, hit something enormous underground. A 10-foot tall stone man. A petrified giant. Crowds came from everywhere and happily paid to gawk at it. It was, of course, completely fake. A statue carved out of gypsum, buried on purpose a year earlier by a man named George Hull, who wanted to see how many people he could fool. But here's the best part. The famous showman, P.T. Barnum, tried to buy the giant, but he was told, no, you can't buy it. So he simply built his own copy and put it on display as the real one. So let me say that again. Barnum made a fake of a fake, and crowds paid to see that too.
Wow. That's crazy.
So when you spot a scam online that is clearly just a copy of another scam, relax. That is tradition older than your great-great-grandparents.
I feel like the entire website of Temu just applies to this.
Yeah. Just remember, guys, advertising and marketing is full of logical fallacies and cognitive biases.
Oh, God, it's terrible.
It's real bad. All right, Module 5, the social media machine. And I think now that you guys have learned all this stuff in the first 4 modules, this is the most important for you guys to take away with you because you're in a generation that is growing up with social media. And Zoe, how long did it take for us to give you social media?
January. Like, of this year.
And why? What did we make you do before we let you even think about having it?
I had to write almost like I wasn't an essay. I just had to write why it would be beneficial towards me and how I would stay safe.
That's right. Social media is such a scourge on society right now that this needs to be talked about, especially with kids your age. And I hope that anybody listening has this part and that their kids listen to it too. So this part matters the most because this trick is not a dusty history book. It's running on you today, right now, on the device in your pocket, and it never sleeps. Here's the single most important sentence in this whole course, so I want you both to really sit with it. The app is not trying to show you what is true. It is not even trying to show you what is good for you. It is trying to show you whatever keeps you looking. That is the entire job of what we call the algorithm, and Gavin, you've already brought it up. The invisible recommendation engine choosing what appears on your feed. It is a machine that has learned from billions and billions of taps and swipes exactly which kinds of posts keep people scrolling. And it serves you more of those forever.
We watched a CGP Grey video, recommend the channel, by the way.
Yes.
It's about the algorithm and like how it works, or like kind of like a.
I remember that video. It was a really good video.
It was good.
But like it's just like really interesting to think about, you know?
Yeah. So, what kind of post do you think stops people from scrolling the hardest?
When you're getting bored, when you're just like endlessly scrolling, you're like, nothing's grabbing my attention. Might as well just go spend my time doing something else.
So, what type of videos are those? Or what type of posts are those? Calm, careful, here are the boring facts with all the context post?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not for me, but
What sucks you in?
the
Something
dramatic.
that makes you gasp or laugh or get absolutely furious, right? So those are the two types. What do you think the algorithm is going to show you?
The rage bait.
The rage bait, exactly.
They're trying to cause you to release as much like dopamine as possible
To keep scrolling.
to keep you engaged and scrolling.
Shock and outrage always win, every single time. Scientists have measured this. A major study out of MIT looked at millions of posts and found that false stories spread significantly faster and reached far more people than the true ones. In their data, false news was around 70% more likely to be shared than the truth. And the truth took about 6 times longer to reach the same number of people. But here's the gut punch. It was not mostly robots or bots doing the spreading. It was regular humans like us, sharing the exciting fake thing because it was more surprising and more emotional than the boring true thing. The truth is stuck with reality. A lie can be as thrilling as the inventor wants because it's not stuck with anything. Put those two facts together and you get the whole trap. The machine rewards whatever is most emotional, and the most emotional stuff is very often the least true. So your feed is not a window onto the world. It's a funhouse mirror, bent and polished to crank up your feelings because your feelings are what keep you scrolling. And your scrolling is what makes the company money. You are not really the customer here. Your attention is the product being sold.
I feel like this is why there is so much like sound effects and background music. Like the same video that has background music and doesn't, the one that has background music will have so much more viewers and likes and shares and comments.
It ups your
than
emotion.
The one with none, you know? And same things with the sound effects, you know? They add emotion.
Yes.
They can add like comedy, you know?
That's exactly right. All right, let me give you some specific tricks that this social media machine uses so you can name them when you see them. Very first one. What do you think it is, Zoe? You've said it a couple times.
Rage bait.
There is rage bait. Posts designed on purpose to make you angry enough to comment, because an angry comment is still engagement.
Yeah.
And engagement feeds this machine.
No publicity is bad publicity.
That's right. Okay, there's engagement bait. The like if you love your mom, keep scrolling if you want bad luck. Nonsense. Pure emotional arm twisting. There's the echo chamber. also called a filter bubble. Because the algorithm keeps feeding you more of what you already agree with, you slowly get sealed into a room where every voice sounds just like yours. And it starts to feel like the whole world thinks the way that you do. There are bots and fake accounts designed to make a tiny fringe opinion look like a huge popular movement, which is our old friend the bandwagon fallacy. But now it's automated. Then there's the influencers selling supplements and miracle products. Which fallacy is that?
Halo.
That's part of it, yep. What else?
Appeal to nature.
Nope. Appeal to authority. And the halo effect. Holding hands. They're famous and attractive and confident. So your brain assumes that they know what they are talking about when they really were just paid to read a script. Be careful of those. They are everywhere. Especially on the social media that you're on.
Mostly they don't disclose the ads, which is, 1, illegal, 2, it makes you fall into the trap of, oh, they really like this product. Maybe I should go get it. But it really is just you're being paid to say it.
Yep. Then there's the newest and strangest danger of all.
AI.
We now live in the age of deep fakes. Images and videos and even voices generated by AI that look and sound completely real.
That's why now you only need to pay the influencer if you can make it look convincing enough. You can have anyone
That's right.
promoting an object.
In 2023, a picture flew around the entire internet showing the Pope strolling in a giant white puffer jacket, looking like the coolest grandpa on the planet. Millions of people believed it. It was 100% fake, cooked up in an AI image tool by a guy who was, by his own account, basically just messing around. Nobody got hurt by the Pope's imaginary jacket, but the exact same tools can fake a world leader saying something they never said, fake a photo of a disaster that never happened, or fake a voice on the phone that sounds exactly like someone you love. So a new rule for your generation. One my generation never had to learn. A photo or a video is no longer proof all by itself. It's just a claim now, and claims get checked. 3 tools to survive all of this social media machine. Tool 1, the pause. Now, you know, before I start this, actually, Zoe, I want you to really listen to these because the other day you sent me a video,
Yeah,
and
I was thinking about it,
what
too.
was my response?
There's a lot of preposterous claims made in this video.
I said there are some dubious claims in this video. That is my exact
Yeah,
words.
I couldn't remember like the weird words you used in
So
there.
think about that, about what the process that you took before you sent that to me, okay? While I'm going through these. It'll kind of help you, wrap your head around.
I sent it to you, not that I was saying it was 100% true. I was saying it, I know, I was saying, like, I even thought to myself, like, these are crazy claims, but the base message is this, and I wanted to share with you the base message, not
Okay.
the extreme things that
That's
the
fine.
What
video
was-
was
I want
making
you
up.
to still think of the video and the
Yeah.
process before while I'm going through these 3 tools to survive. Tool 1, the pause. The single most powerful anti-misinformation weapon ever invented is just waiting 10 seconds before you share anything. If a post is engineered to make you instantly furious or instantly amazed, that jolt is exactly the thing being used to switch off your inner judge. Feel that jolt? Then stop and ask, who wants me to feel this? And what do they get if I do? Tool 2. Seeing is no longer believing. When an image or a clip is shocking, reverse search it. Look for the same story from a source that has a reputation to protect. And remember that the more perfectly the post confirms what you already believed, the harder you should check it, because that is your confirmation bias lighting up. And tool 3, pop your own bubble. Go follow a thoughtful person who sees the world differently than you do. Not to argue with them, just so that your inner judge gets to hear more than one witness before banging the gavel. And now the twist I've been saving. The one that ties this entire course into a nice bow. You've almost certainly heard of the famous story in 1938. A radio drama called The War of the Worlds convinced America that Martians were really invading. and that millions of terrified people ran screaming into the streets in a giant nationwide panic. It's one of the most repeated stories about human gullibility ever told. Do you guys know anything about that?
No.
Not really.
You don't, huh?
I just found out that it was about Martians.
Right. It was just a radio drama. It was Orson Welles, the man who wrote and directed and starred in Citizen Kane, one of the best movies ever made, if not the best movie ever made. He did a radio show, and he did it as a newscast, like it was really happening. And it was really the first time that anybody had done a storytelling like this. Completely fake, but it was presented as if it were true. And this was in 1938.
Yeah.
Everybody flipped out. The entire country, they say, the stories that we know. The entire country flipped out. People were running for their lives, crashing into each other in their cars. Some people killed themselves because they were so scared. That's the story. But here's the thing. That story is mostly false. Historians who actually dug into it found that the panic was actually very tiny. Relatively few people were even tuned in, and most who were tuned in knew perfectly well that it was a show. So where did the legend of the giant panic come from? Newspapers. Newspapers at the time were losing advertising money to this new invention called the radio. And they did not like it one bit. So they took a handful of confused listeners, blew them up into a coast-to-coast hysteria to make radio look dangerous and irresponsible. In other words, the most famous story about people being fooled by fake news was itself, at least partly, fake news. Spread by an older kind of media that felt threatened by the newer one. And it fooled everybody for nearly 100 years. Lessons we've learned today. Lots of lessons today.
Oh, yeah.
But the most important lessons I want you to take away today are, first, the person most likely to fool you is who?
Yourself.
Yourself, through confirmation bias. So go find the other side on purpose, especially when the story feels too perfect. Second, be the judge. Not the fan, not the hater, and wait for the evidence before you make your decision. And third, pause before you share every time. And lastly, stay humble. Because being brilliant did not save Arthur Conan Doyle from cardboard fairies or an entire field of scientists from a filed down orangutan jaw. Critical thinking is not something you are. It is something you do. Over and over. Especially on the days you are absolutely certain that you're right. It's time for the Fun Fact Challenge. Instead of the Fun Fact Challenge, today we're going to play Spot the Fallacy.
Does this include cognitive biases as well? Or
It
is
does.
it just fallacies?
Oh gosh.
But I couldn't call it Spot the Fallacy and Cognitive Bias. It didn't flow as well.
I just wanted to know to look at the section which of my notes.
You have to name the fallacy or the cognitive bias in the scenarios I'm about to give you. Warm-up question to get you used to the new format. There are two separate fallacies stacked together in the following sentences. I want both of you to name one of them. So there's no need to lock in on this one. All right, here it is. A post says, 9 out of 10 kids already have this app. Don't be the only loser who doesn't.
Bandwagon.
Bandwagon. Everybody's doing it, so you should too. What's the second one? The second one's a little bit tougher, but
yeah.
You can get it. Don't be the only loser who doesn't.
That's the part I'm trying to. Don't be the only loser. Is it kind of confirmation bias a little bit? Because, is it ad hominem?
It's ad hominem. It's a sneaky one, but it's there.
Yeah.
Calling you a loser aims straight at your feelings instead of giving you an actual reason to buy the app. That's a tricky one. That's good. All right, now the real questions. Question 1. A video with dramatic music claims, ever since they built the new cell tower, 3 people in town got sick. The tower is poisoning us.
Locked in.
Shoot.
Zoe.
Post hoc. Correlation
Post hoc.
without causation.
Correlation is not causation. Exactly. 2 things happened in a row, so people assume one caused the other when it could be pure coincidence. Question 2. What cognitive bias is this? Your friends say, that documentary must be true. It was so well made and the narrator had a great voice.
Locked in.
Zoe.
Overconfidence trap?
Nope. Gavin, you got a guess?
Confirmation bias.
Nope.
The halo effect?
The halo effect.
Oh my god.
A polished professional feel makes us assume the content is also accurate. But slick production and true facts are two completely different things. Question 3. There are 2 answers to this, but I will take either one. Name the fallacy. An ad brags. Our tea is 100% all natural, so it's completely safe, unlike those chemical medicines.
Locked in.
Zoe?
Appeal to nature.
Appeal to nature. There's another one in there, bud. Can you name the other one? Tough one. But there's a second one.
Oh shoot, what is it? Red herring?
Nope. What's your guess
Is
on
the
the second
second one ad hominem?
No.
But not to a person, but to
Nope. Ad hominem literally means to the person.
Or is it hasty generalization?
Nope. False dilemma.
Oh.
Because they're telling you either drink
Yeah.
our natural tea or you drink chemicals.
Yeah.
There's no middle ground there, right? So that is the crash course. Fallacies are rigged arguments. Biases are your brain's built-in blind spots. Sources have to be checked away from the page. And social media is a feelings machine, not a truth machine. Every trick we learn today has one thing in common. It only works in the dark. And you just spent the whole episode turning the lights on. That's it for this episode. Thanks for traveling through time with us on the Ebbs of History. If you like today's story, share it with a teacher, a friend, or your family on Instagram at Ebbs of History. If you have any show ideas, corrections, or questions, you can contact us at questions@ebbsofhistory.com.
Signing off, this has been your co-host, Gavin.
Zoe.
And me, Jason, reminding you that history is not just about the dates and battles. It's about the people, curiosity, and the weird, wonderful choices that shaped our world. Until next time,
Keep wondering.
Keep laughing.
and keep learning through
The Ebbs of History.